In this video, we look at the relationship between Rwanda Paul Kagame and the DRC to understand if Ibrahim Traoré is really making the right decision to partner with Rwanda. First, who is Paul Kagame? In a groundbreaking diplomatic initiative, President Paul Kagame of Rwanda began an ambitious journey to visit every African country, fostering a spirit of unity and collaboration across the continent.
And here in Ouagadougou, we are here to share, to learn, and collaborate.
This unprecedented move is seen as a significant step towards strengthening continental ties, promoting economic cooperation, and addressing common challenges faced by African nations. President Kagame's visits began with a warm welcome in the West African region, where he engaged in discussions with leaders on issues such as regional security, economic development, and cultural exchange. His visits were marked by collaborative agreements aimed at enhancing trade and cooperation, as well as sharing best practices in governance and technology. Moving on to North Africa, President Kagame participated in high-level discussions on regional stability, migration, and the sustainable development of the Sahara region. The tour showcased Kagame's commitment to finding collective solutions to the challenges faced by the diverse nations on the continent. In East Africa, President Kagame's home region, the visits took on a celebratory tone. Paul Kagame emphasized on the achievements of the East African community and the potential for further integration, reinforcing the idea of a united and prosperous East Africa. The Southern African leg of the tour saw President Kagame engaging with leaders on issues such as climate change, conservation, and economic diversification. But all this begs one question: what about the DRC conflict? If you like the videos I produce on this channel, take a little time to like this video and subscribe to the channel. For many years, Paul Kagame fought as a refugee to stop the killings of his tribesmen, the Tutsi people of Rwanda. But the war never really ended. It's been well documented that many perpetrators of the genocide fled into nearby Democratic Republic of Congo to an area known to be highly rich in minerals. They formed the rebel group FDLR and started empowering themselves with the minerals within their reach. According to reports, the FDLR started to pose genocidal threats to members of Paul Kagame tribesmen, the Tutsi people that are indigenous to the part of DRC close to Rwanda. Till date, this minority group say they are still being intimidated and prevented from registering to vote in the DRC presidential elections. What options did Paul Kagame have in the face of these threats? Already there were groups of men working to protect the Tutsi communities in the DRC. They are known today as the M23 group, which means March 23rd, the day they had their first major meeting. Are we supposed to wait until they finish all Tutsi people for us to talk about genocide? In Kinshasa, we have seen people marching on the streets with machetes searching for our people. We will not wait for all our people to be killed for us to talk about genocide.
Ce n'est pas qu'on attend que les génocides, que l'extermination s'est faite pour parler de génocide. Lorsque nous parlons, nous défendons ces gens-là.
There is a consensus that M23 is indirectly backed by Kigali, which supplies the group with weapons, ammunition, and logistical help to protect the Tutsi communities and prevent the opposition rebel groups from advancing into Rwanda. Although Rwanda has strongly denied direct involvement in the conflict, it cannot take away from Paul Kagame's right to respond to aggression against his people and ensure the peace and security of his country Rwanda. Just like the peace and security of the DRC capital city Kinshasa in the far southern part of the country is not disturbed. Also, the conflict cannot take away from the fact that Paul Kagame has been able to manage a war-ravaged Rwanda and turn it into one of the safest and most peaceful countries in the world in such a short time. These are perhaps some of the reasons Ibrahim Traoré has taken into consideration in deciding to partner with Rwanda.
Amakuru is surprised that in the conflict, say in Congo, people are quick to accuse Rwanda, but they are silent, deliberately, I guess, on issues of FDLR that have been there for the last 25 years. This is, so you would imagine, in fact, when you hear people say those things you just mentioned, it's as if Rwanda is just a troublemaker. They went into Congo, they started the war, they are doing this. They're even silent about the bombings of our territory by Congolese army. They are silent about infiltration in 2019, November, of these FDLR who entered into the northern part of our country and caused mayhem. If we are talking about provocations, how do you decide to share across the border into the population? The history of these M23 people is well known, has been discussed with President Tshisekedi himself and the government of Congo and so on. In fact, in 2013, during that crisis, when we had M23 in the fighting with the UN forces, flee to Uganda, then to Rwanda, these people, we cantoned them, we disarmed them, we gave these arms back to Congo, and following that, Congo, both the government, the previous under President Kabila, then the new one under President Tshisekedi, committed to resolving this problem and repatriating these people. They sent delegations here, official delegations, several times, I think like 20 times. They would come and talk to these people. They would promise them they are going to resolve their problems. They would go back and nothing follows. So these people are still here. The ones who are fighting now have been in Congo for time well before they started fighting. There had been accusations which were verified by the verification team which resides in Goma about where they were, first of all, and they were in Congo. And these are not people who came from Rwanda.
In 2022, the Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda agreed to de-escalate the tensions after weeks of rising unrest over the rebel fighting. Angola president who mediated the talks between the two countries then announced a ceasefire. The DRC president said that the de-escalation process was important to restore the confidence of the people. The DRC president said that they had created a roadmap to establish diplomatic ties with Rwanda, adding that they were attempting to put an end to hostilities involving the M23 group in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. He also said that he wanted the new roadmap to lead to sustained peace in the countries. Through his initiative of visiting every African country, President Kagame expressed optimism about the future of Africa. The relationships forged and agreements reached during his visits showed the potential for collaborative efforts to bring about positive change across the Africa continent. If you like the videos I produce on this channel, take a little time to like this video and subscribe to the channel.